Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be going over the sequence of events for the launch of BFA. I'll show you what I found to be the optimal way to do the introductory scenario up to the point of picking your first zone. So right now I'm on the beta. I have a freshly copied character that has completed the Siege of Lordaeron on live, which is the last prerequisite to start the BFA quest sequence. So when I log in this character, I should immediately get the first BFA quest to talk to Magni. I've parked the character in Silithus at Magni's encampment, since that is the first thing you're going to be doing when the expansion launches. You're going to want to park your characters there. So I'll go ahead and log in. I would recommend for the start of the expansion, even if you're leveling with war mode on, you should have it turned off. So you can see I have war mode turned off. I've gotten rid of my neck and my helm. You don't need your neck because you'll get a new one right away. So I have this quest, Dying World, right here. And you're also going to get an Azerite piece right away. So you turn that in, then you'll get another quest to go down here, jump down into this little vault, and you're going to complete a little scenario. It's not exactly a scenario, but a little quest line. It takes only a couple of minutes. So skip through cinematics, complete. You get your neck. It'll auto-equip. Then he wants you to go channel on all these little Azerite cracks here. So 5 of these. There used to be a trick to doing this quickly, but it looks like Blizzard has fixed it. If you spam your action button, it used to let you recast it right away, so you'd get 2 casts on each one. After the last one, just hit your action button again. It will start channeling on this glass thing. That's the second part of the quest. So once this is done, you'll get your Azerite piece. In my case, I just ditched my helm, but whichever of these 3 slots is your weakest, you'll be replacing. It's a 275 piece, and it will definitely be better than anything you have in these slots, even a legendary. So you shouldn't be using legendaries for these slots. You'll be replacing them very quickly. Just pick the one that you think is your weakest piece. After that's done, you're going to go back to Orgrimmar. So I'll grab the helm, complete that, grab the next quest, and go to Orgrimmar. So I have this little Orgrimmar portal stone. There's a trick to get that. I can talk about later. If you don't have access to that, her stone or the cloak from the guild vendor will do. Once you're in Orgrimmar, step 1, turn war mode on. I recommend leveling in war mode if you're going to be playing at launch. And this way you avoid having war mode on gathered around everybody at Magni and Silithus, and you can turn it on right after, since you're going to be in Orgrimmar anyway. Once you're in Orgrimmar, you're going to be heading down to talk to Blightcaller. He will send you to Sylvanas, and then you'll be doing the Stormwind Stockade scenario. And you have your new Azerite gear you can equip, and you can grab a trait. I'll just pick that one. If you close it right after opening it like I did, it will skip the animation, so it's a little faster that way. Doesn't really matter though. Alright, so I finished that. Now you head down to the inn to start the Stormwind scenario. If you've already done this before, you will see that you'll have an option to skip if you talk to Blightcaller when he gets here. Since the expansion launch, you won't have done it before, you can't do that, so you'll be using the potion. So if you're wondering what to click, it's going to be the potion right after you turn this in. Otherwise, I'll show you, he will have an option. If I talk to him, I've heard this story before, so I'll not do that this time, since I will be doing this scenario again. Once you've grabbed that, head back out, going up to the ramparts to start that scenario. Now, it's possible to do this scenario in a group. I tested it on beta with somebody else. Just get up to this point where you're going to mount the eagles and just have everyone mount at the same time. You may not see the other people in your group in various parts of Orgrimmar here due to phasing issues, but once everybody has zoned into the stockade scenario and landed, you will see your group and everyone will be getting credit. And it does help it go faster, so it's a good idea, especially since most people are finding that leveling in small groups is better than leveling solo. Okay, so once you're here, you've got a couple minutes of RP. Not much to do until you get through that. You can't skip it. But I guess I can talk about, if you don't know about this little trick, this is really nice. It's got no cooldown. Well, it's got a 10-second cooldown, but it's a Orgrimmar teleport. If you are playing a character, so in this case, this is my new main, was not my main at the beginning of Legion. So I did the introductory Broken Shore scenario for Legion on a different character, and on this character I just used the skip for it. If you've done that, there is an NPC in Dalaran next to Khadgar in the Violet Citadel. If you talk to her, she'll let you start the quest line for the Broken Shore scenario, and as soon as you start that, it will give you this portal stone. So I have that quest sitting in my quest log. You just have to basically leave that there. As long as you have that there, you have an infinite Orgrimmar Hearthstone, basically. It's really nice. But unfortunately, if you've done that already, you won't be able to do it again. Okay, so here we're going to come in, land next to this secret new stockades entrance right here. So these two little locks, you're just going to click those to break them open and then go in. So here's where you'd want to wait. You don't wait for your group here if you're going to do this in a group. There'll be a little instance portal. Now, there's a couple of tricks here that you can use to save a lot of time. You can skip all of this stuff. So as soon as you get in here, just go past all of these enemies. Because as soon as you click this door and go into the cell with Saurfang, everyone will phase away, and you don't have to kill anyone. Once you're done with that, talk to Saurfang to start the next RP. And you can just go hang out in the next area. You can kill these guys if you want. You can also, if you just wait in front of them, you can get them to phase away too later. So it's up to you. I'm just going to kill them. And wait. If you care about the RP, I guess you can go hang out with Saurfang and watch that. But once that's all done, it will switch to stage 5, and this cell door will then become interactable. As soon as you click it, you will phase again. So all of the existing enemies are going to disappear. And it will release these 2 prisoners that will lead you to the first questing zone. So I'll just give it a minute. Should be coming up here. There we go. See, now it's clickable. As soon as I click it, now I already killed these guys, but maybe we'll see their corpses phase out. But if you had not killed these, they would have phased as soon as you click the door anyway. Now, the next area is going to be over here. There's some guys here. I don't know if it matters. Oh, yeah, it's done that to me before. Some weird thing it does. I don't know if it matters if you kill these guys down here. You do have to kill everything in this corridor that spawns for this part of the scenario, and I don't know if these guys count. Now, once you get silenced, you can't actually kill them, but my pet will at least get some damage out. Even if I brought them over here, I wouldn't be able to attack them until the silence breaks. For this part, you have to kill every NPC that spawns, like I said. I don't know about the ones that are already there, but once you kill all of the ones that are in this corridor, there will be a little boss. And I've tested this many different ways of trying to avoid killing things, but the door at the end cannot be clicked until everything is dead, not just the boss. And I've tried quite a few things to speed it up, but you're basically just down to killing. Okay, so just cleave it all down. This is, like I said, if you're in a group, it will definitely go faster because there's a bunch of stuff to kill. So once that, there we go, that one dies, we get the boss spawning. As soon as these 3 die, the door right there will be clickable. Until they all die, you can't click it. But everyone in your group will have to click it independently to go to the next area. So if you are doing it in a group, make sure everyone has moved on. Okay. You're now going to be doing this long, boring thing where you stand in the stealth circle. I recommend dismissing pets because they can potentially trigger. I'll show you right now if I bring it back out. If you send your pet out, you'll see Rokon get angry about it. And so if you kind of keep your pets on the edge... Uh-oh. I need time to dismiss it. There we go. So if you keep your pets on the edge, I don't know, it might aggro something and waste your time. So I would just dismiss them since you're not fighting anyway. And as far as I know, there's no way to skip this. I don't think it would be possible. The only possibility was if there was some way to rush to the cathedral and cause the credit for this section of the scenario to trigger. But since you have to wait for the NPCs anyway, I don't think there would be any way to do it. So you just kind of follow along the road. You're going to go up to the right here. Then you're going to jump off that bridge for a bit. Just takes a few minutes. Wait for the crier to go by. Then waiting for those things to go by. After this part, you're going to be killing several groups of Worgen, and in order to trigger the scenario to move ahead for your NPCs to continue, you have to kill all of them in each group. So you're going to want to be killing them as fast as you can to trigger the NPCs to move forward. Otherwise, you're just wasting time. There's also a few guards that are just kind of hanging out in the next area. I don't know if you have to kill them too, or if it's just the Worgens for each group, but everything dies pretty quick, so just kill them all as you reach them. Since pretty much all of the fighting is going to be in small groups, it's not like a continuous fight. You'll do a group of 3 or 4 and then another one. If you're doing this with a partner or with a group, you probably just have people alternate cooldowns on them to kind of blast through them quickly. And don't forget, you got to talk to him again right here to continue the scenario. So now we go to the cathedral. And you'll see Thalyssra will put up a big bubble when the group gets surrounded by the first set of Worgen. There's quite a few in the first set, and they spawn periodically. You'll see some new ones spawning in. They'll run into the bubble, kind of like the Withered when you first meet Thalyssra in Suramar. So you want to kind of burn them evenly because they will take damage on the shield. So you don't want to just kill one at a time. Kind of burn them evenly and let them all just get hit on the shield and die. It'll, I think, be faster that way. All right, you can skip this. Oh, there will. Yeah, there it is. There will be a little cinematic. All right, here's the bubble. You'll see the Worgen popping out. You see they're also starting to take damage from the shield. And a few more will kind of jump in occasionally, like this one here. So just keep burning them down. As soon as these die, it will trigger the next part of the scenario. That's what I was saying. You have to kill all of the Worgens in each group. So when this one dies, you'll see everyone will start moving forward. And more Worgens. So there's one here. There's a group of 3 plus this guard. Again, I don't know if the guard is necessary, but he's in the way anyway. Like your group is going to hit him, so just kill him off. There's the last Mauler. And there's a Doodad Weapon Shop 01. You know, that's a very important thing right there. This should be another Mauler. So this will be the last group of Worgen here. There should be one more, I believe. Maybe not. Okay, there are only 2. So here, your group will have an encounter with Jaina. None of that matters. Just come over to the gate. You'll see 3 guys pop up. Just kill them immediately. As soon as these 3 die, the NPCs will move forward. They'll forget all about their little meeting with Jaina. Or they won't spawn. This got bugged. There they go. That seemed very late. I had this bugged once, and they did not spawn for quite a long time. That was a while ago, though. I just did this earlier, and I didn't have that problem. They spawned immediately, so I'm not sure what causes that. Maybe different rate you're killing the previous groups. But just move forward. Once you kill that first group of 3, you see the NPCs move forward from that. Kill the next group up here, and they'll move forward again. I'm guessing they're supposed to interact with these guys, but it's because I move farther ahead. I think it's just faster that way, though. So Blight Caller will kill these. Don't worry about him. You then have to talk to him to trigger the next part. And then you're going to head down. Jaina's going to put a big ice barrier. You need to kill this right here, this thing, to continue. It has a lot of health. So I would recommend Bloodlusting here. Use your cooldowns, potions. Just blast through it. I mean, you're not going to need it for anything else in here, so it's a good time to use it. NPCs do come to help. When I did this with a partner, when I was testing earlier, we were able to kill it before the NPCs even started helping DPS, and they immediately started going down the ramp. So it definitely helps to to kill this barrier faster. So like I said, I recommend just hitting Bloodlust or drums if you don't have a Bloodlust. But I do need to set up my pet bar. It was not set up. Okay. Alright, so at this point, you're going to just head down, and you'll have to kill several groups down here, but avoid aggroing everything else. So you want to grab this group, bring them back so your NPCs will help you. And then there will be 3 more groups after this that you can pull together. You could actually pull them all, like I could have gone down to get them, and that may be better, especially if you have at least one other person who can start DPSing while you grab the next group. But for this, I just picked up one group. But I'll show you specifically which ones to pick up. But yeah, like I said, don't aggro any of this stuff. I've aggroed it when I was testing the scenario, doing weird stuff, and it aggroed like a whole bunch of extra. I had things from like down there coming up to attack me. It's very bizarre. So you'll need to kill this group. The one down there I marked X, and then this one over here I marked square. I'll just go pick those up right now and gather it all up back on the NPCs. And they stopped right out of line of sight. There we go. Now they're coming up. So cleave everything down. Like I said, if you're in a group, this stuff will die super fast. Right after this, you'll have one more group to kill. There's a big group here, but you only have to kill 3. You have to kill the sentinel and these 2 guards. You can just pull them right away. All this other stuff is going to get picked up by the eagles. So you'll see right now, even if you pull them, they'll still get picked up. So you just have these 3, and then you want to back up though, because yeah, there we go. You want to make sure the NPCs get in the fight. And once you kill these 3 right here, the scenario will be pretty much over. You have a little RP at the end with Jaina trying to stop you, and then there's a big fire. She has to go save everybody, so you're able to escape. And you take the boat to the first questing zone in BFA. There's Jaina. So now we just wait for the RP to happen. I noticed she was attackable. I wonder what would have happened if I rushed forward to attack her. It might have just been like a... I don't know if it's possible. It'd be funny though. So this whole fire up here, there should be a little cinematic coming up. There it is. I'll just skip that. Yeah, so now Jaina's going to head up there, and we get on the boat. Talanji will stop right up here at the top. You talk to her to go to Zuldazar. There we go. And now we're past the main bottleneck of the expansion. Everybody on Horde has to do that scenario. I assume Alliance has something similar, but I have not played Alliance for the starting experience. So once you're here, everyone will funnel into different zones. Most things seem to be recommending Vol'dun as the first zone. Oh, and you have this escort here. This is one of those escorts where you can't get too far away or she complains and tells you to hurry up. See, so if I go too far, she's going to stop. So just be careful with that one. You don't want to waste your time. Stay next to her to make sure that the escort works properly. But yeah, like I said, most people are recommending Vol'dun for Horde as the first zone for various reasons. One reason being people predict most players will do Zuldazar first, since it is the first zone you land in. So that means it may be less populated. Also, people are saying that it's the hardest of the 3 zones to do. So since you are more powerful at 110 than you will be around maybe 117 or 118 when you're finishing up your leveling, it's better to do the harder content first instead of later, because you'll actually be killing stuff faster early on. So there's pretty compelling reason to go Vol'dun first, but honestly, I don't think it really will matter. The leveling is pretty quick anyway, so I would say pick whichever zone seems most fun to you based on the story or whatever reason you have. Just go for that. But like I said, most people are recommending Vol'dun first. So now you've got some RP up to the king and a couple things, little cinematic there, and then you explore the new hub that you get. And after that, you are going to pick the first zone from the scouting map, just like you would in Legion. Okay, here we go. So talk to Talanji, have the cinematic. Cancel that. Talk to him. He's going to send you downstairs. It says to follow Zolani, but you don't have to. If you just talk to her, then keep going past. You can jump down the elevator. It doesn't... oh, almost missed that. It doesn't go far enough to kill you. And you can also mount down here. So you can mount up. You need to go outside and plant the Horde banner. And then go back in. And hit these 3 rooms. All you have to do is walk into these rooms, and it will give you credit for exploring. So do each side. There's portals over here. You'll see Thalystra's setting up portals for various places. Then after that, you go over to this one and turn into this guy. He talks about some kind of Titan stuff. Then you go back up here, talk to Talanji, turn that in. And then she'll have a little cinematic. Skip that. Talk to her again. Turn that in. And now finally you can pick a zone. So that is the, I think, best way to get started as fast as you can. Trying to skip through the first scenario as quickly as you can. I'm a little worried that because every player is going to be doing a scenario that is typically solo. Like I said, you can do it in a group, but most people will probably do it solo. That's a lot of instances that the servers will have to spin up. You know, almost every player will have their own instance of that scenario. So I'm a little worried about that being a bottleneck for the start of the expansion, but Legion was really smooth, so maybe it'll be okay. After you get through that, so that's, like I said, another reason to get through it as fast as you can, because after you get through that, everyone is going to be splitting up. And so I think the server capacity will be much better once you get past that first bottleneck. So it's really important to be able to get through that Stormwind scenario as fast as you can, since every player has to, at least every Horde player has to do it. Like I said, I assume Alliance has something similar, although I have not played it. So hopefully that was useful and you learned a couple of tricks to speed up that introductory scenario and get started on BFA faster than most of the other players.